So, you're doing all the things, right? You're going to therapy, managing the symptoms, whether that's addiction, burnout, or depression. You are officially in recovery. So, why do you still feel trapped? Like you're living a black and white version of a life that's meant to be in color, constantly haunted by the very thing you're trying to escape. But what if the idea of recovery is part of the cage? What if the point isn't to spend your life looking over your shoulder at what you're recovering from? What if you could build a future so exciting, so compelling, that the past just loses its power? Today, we're talking about how to stop being a patient of your past and start being an architect of your future. We're told that recovery is the finish line. Get sober, tame the anxiety, fix the burnout. But for so many people, it feels less like a finish line and more like a revolving door. You can stop a behavior or quiet the symptoms and still feel hollowed out, disconnected, or just plain lost. And this is what happens when you try to change yourself without changing the architect of your life. Maybe you're still surrounded by the same circle that, even without meaning to, keeps you stuck in your old identity. Maybe your daily life has no structure, leaving you floating in the same chaotic sea that caused the shipwreck in the first place. And maybe deep down, you still see yourself as the addict, the patient, or the burnout case. The research on this is crystal clear. Real recovery isn't just the absence of a problem, it's the presence of a life you actually want to live. But you can't build a new house on a broken foundation. Lasting change doesn't come from coping better inside the old world, it comes from building a new one. The only way out is to build a new identity, new environment, and new purpose so magnetic that the past just fades. Okay, so how do we actually do this? It's not magic, it's a blueprint, and it comes down to three fundamental shifts in focus. Step one, reconstruct your identity. One of the biggest breakthroughs in mental health and addiction science is this: you have to rebuild your identity. For so long, your identity might have felt shattered or defined entirely by your struggle. The first step is to consciously decide that you are not the problem. It's all about rewiring your story. You stop saying, I am an addict or I am depressed. Instead, you start saying, I went through a period of addiction or I struggled with depression. See the difference? Those are experiences you had, chapters in your story. They're not the whole book. This isn't about pretending the past didn't happen. It's about integrating it into a much bigger, more powerful story about growth. And step two, redesign your world. But here's the thing: you can't become a new person in an old environment. Your world shapes who you are, which means you have to get intentional about two things: your people and your routine. First, your people. Research consistently shows that lasting change means swapping high risk social circles for people who actually see and support the person you're becoming. Old friends might keep you tethered to old patterns, even with the best intentions. You need a crew that holds you accountable to your future, not your past. Second, your daily structure. A new life is built one day at a time with simple, repeatable habits. This starts with the basics, creating predictable routines for sleep, movement, and quiet that stabilizes the system and reduces chaos. These small, boring habits create incredible momentum, and they are daily proof that you are capable of building something new. And step three, find a future you're pulled towards. You need a new direction. It's not enough to just run away from the past. You need a future you're excited to run towards. Think about it. For a long time, the problem was the organizing principle of your life. It dictated your choices, your time, your energy. Now, you need a new organizing principle. And this doesn't have to be the some grand save the world mission. It can be a learning or a new skill, volunteering, pouring yourself into a creative project, or finding meaningful work. This is where setting goals becomes so powerful. It's not just wishful thinking. It's about turning your new identity into real world action. When you have a future that pulls you, a goal that excites you, you no longer have to push so hard to leave the past behind. The future does the heavy lifting for you. And this endless cycle of just managing isn't really living, is it? It's waiting. And it's time to stop waiting. Stop being a patient of your past. Your struggle is part of your story, but it doesn't get the final say. You get to write the ending. Reconstruct your identity, redesign your world, and find a future that pulls you forward. It's time to start living. If this clicked for you, drop a comment and tell me one thing about the future you want to start building. And for more on how to be the architect of your own life, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button.